Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Allison and today I'm doing kind of a fun video. It's not like a tag or anything, but I did see someone do a video about it probably a few weeks ago. I was planning to do this earlier, but then I got sick and then just life was happening, so I haven't gotten to it yet. But today I'm going to be talking about the books that I wish I had read in 2020. I know it's already March in 2021, but we're just gonna ignore that fact right now and we're just gonna pretend it's like January or something. And I'm just gonna talk about the books that I should have read last year. They're all books that I purchased with great excitement and I was really happy to have them and I wanted to read them and I just didn't make the time. So my goal obviously is to read them in 2021. I don't know if I've said it before, I probably have, but my rule for my unread shelf is anything that's not been read at the end of the current year. So anything that I bought in 2020, if I don't have it read by the end of 2021, I have to unhaul it. So if it's something that I really actually want to read, I have to actually take the time to read it so that I don't have to unhaul it without reading it at the end of the year. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get started. I have a stack, obviously I have a stack, and a lot of these I've talked about before or they've been on previous TBR videos from me. So my goal by talking about them today is to kind of keep them in the forefront of my mind and just to make sure that I read them before the end of the year. So the first book on my list is To Sleep in a Sea of Stars by Christopher Pellini. This is on my March TBR, but I have no idea if I'm going to get to it because I'm still I started reading A Court of Silver Flames on the 1st of March and I have not gotten very far into it. I don't know. I've just been really busy and not really taking enough time to read. So anyways, this is also on my March TBR and it's a little bit longer than Court of Silver Flames, and I already have a bunch of other large books on my TBR, so I don't know if I'm going to get to this in March, but I really do want to read this book. It's a sci-fi by the author of the Aragon, the Inheritance Cycle series. The next book on my list is Foundryside, and this one is by Robert Jackson Bennett. This one I purchased because I saw that the sequel was coming out and it looks really interesting to me. Again, I don't really know anything about this one. It's got a blurb from Brandon Sanderson on the front, so that's pretty cool. And I'm pretty sure there's magic in this one. I'm pretty sure it is maybe a mashup of fantasy and science fiction. I'm not really sure, but I was really excited to get to read this when I purchased it, and I still am excited. I just need to take the time to read it. The next book on my list is The Left-Handed Booksellers of London by Garth, and this book is also on my March TBR. This one, let's see, it has blurbs by Veronica Roth and V. Schwab. Let's see. The front says authorized to kill and sell books. So I think it's about some like gangster London. I don't know. It says it's set in an alternative London in the 1980s. And it is YA. I think it's science fiction. It might not be science fiction. I'm not really entirely 100% sure, but I absolutely love Garth Nix's books, and I've been a huge, long-time fan of his. I've read basically all of his middle grade stuff that he wrote, which was a really long time ago. And then I really love his Old Kingdom series, which is supposed to be YA fantasy, but it's really not. It's anybody could read it. Well, not anybody, not like younger children. That would be really scary for them, but it's not really YA. It's more like adult, but young adult readers could also read the Old Kingdom trilogy and enjoy it. So I'm really actually looking forward to this one. It's also a standalone, which I think is really great. He's been writing a lot of standalones lately, and they're just kind of fun to It's a fun book to read that you don't have to get super invested in because it's not like a really long series. So another one that I'm really excited for, and I really do want to read this one this month because why not? There's just no reason why I shouldn't be reading it. The next book on my list is The Girl in the Stars by Mark Lawrence, and this one is also on my March TBR. A lot of these are on my March TBR because this is basically the bulk of my unread books that I own. So this one, again, I don't know what this book is about other than about a girl. It says, on the front it says, only when it's darkest can you see the stars. I feel like the main character is blind. I don't know if you can see it, but like her eyes are like glazed over, so I don't know. I have no idea if you guys can see that, but I think she's blind. And let's see, it's a new series, so this is the first book, and the second book is coming out soon, and I really don't know anything about this book. I know it's really cold. It's set in a very cold place, so yeah, I really just want to read it because it's adult fantasy, and I don't read enough adult fantasy yet. I'm working on it. I'm getting there. The next book on my list is The Poppy War by R.F. Kuang. I'm not sure how to say that. I feel so bad when I say authors' names wrong. It's terrible. It's really terrible. So let's see. This one is about another female main character. It says, they trained her for a war. She intends to end it. On the inside, there's another little blurb that says, she is a peasant, she is a student, she is a soldier, she is a goddess. And I really don't have any idea what that means. But I know this is Asian-inspired fantasy. And, oh, there's a cool map. Okay, I like maps. But yeah, I really don't know anything else about it other than most of the people that have read it have really enjoyed it. And I also hope that I am one of those individuals. And I'm pretty sure this is a adult fantasy. It's not YA. I've heard there's a lot of like gritty stuff in here. So, and the next book on my wish I would have read in 2020 list is A Time of Dread by John Gwynne, and I'm pretty sure, I'm fairly confident this one's also on my March TBR. I know I'm not going to read all of the books on my TBR because I'm not going to have time. But this one is a fantasy, an adult fantasy, and I have already started it. I made it about 26 pages into it, and that was when I was going through that really weird slump, reading, not wanting to read anything. Like, that was just, it was horrible. It was a really bad month. But, what I did read of it was really good. I really liked the writing style, and I only read 26 pages, so I really don't know what is going on or what the story is about or anything. So I really need to get back to this one and actually finish it. The next book on my list is Black Sun by Rebecca Roanhorse. This is on my March TBR, and I will be reading this one this month. This one is, it's a first book in a trilogy or series. I'm not entirely sure which. I think it's a trilogy. And it is fantasy, and I was doing some more research on it, and it's based on pre-Columbian? So I'm thinking like, I could be entirely wrong, but I'm thinking like Aztec type, Native American maybe. But I'm pretty sure it's set in South America, not North America. So it looks like, there's a map that I'm looking at in the cover. It looks like it's somewhere warm. I'm seeing something that looks like that. That's funny. This is gonna date me, but it looks like the palace in The Emperor's New Groove, that really weird Disney movie that I absolutely loved when I was little. But that's what it looks like. It looks like an Aztec type world. So I'm really excited to, oh, there's more. Okay, I'm not gonna look, but I'm really excited to read this book, and I will be getting to it in March, so that will be another one I could cross off my list. The second to last book I have on my list is Dune by Frank Herbert. I bought this with much enthusiasm because it's absolutely gorgeous. It's got these beautiful teal sprayed edges, and I had been seeing it a lot, and I don't know, I would probably consider it at this point a classic science fiction novel. Well, novel. There's like a million books written in this world. I don't know exactly how many. It's not a million, but that's just me being dramatic. But this is the first novel, and it's actually really big. It's really giving me like Lord of the Rings vibes because there's like appendices in the back. I don't know. I'm really excited to read it. I know literally next to nothing about it, other than I like the copy that I got. It's really pretty. But yeah, so this is one that, this is not on my March TBR, but this is definitely one that I want to get to this year, and I probably will end up reading it in the summer. For some reason, the summer is like when I like to read like science fiction books and historical fiction, which is really strange. I read fantasy anytime, but I really like to read science fiction and historical fiction in the summer when it's hot. I don't really understand why, but that's just how it is. And then the last book on my books I wish I would have read in 2020 is A Little Hatred by Joe Abercrombie. My husband has actually just finished the sequel to this book, and his reaction at the ending was really intense, so he really enjoyed it. I did start this book, and I actually made it to page 54, so I did better with this one than A Time of Dread. It's really gritty. It is adult fantasy. I don't know. I was having a hard time getting used to the writing style. It's really different from what I am used to. And it's just because I haven't read it long enough to like get used to it and whatnot. So I am excited to give this one another attempt. I was actually really excited when I got it because the cover is what got my attention. I didn't know anything about Joe Abercrombie or like his other novels that he's written, which is quite a few, but the cover caught my eye and I was like, I kind of want to read that book. Like, I don't know anything about it. Oh, I think this is what I saw. It has a blurb on the back from Pierce Brown, and it's just like praise for his other works, and I was like, well, if Pierce Brown likes this book, I want to read this book because I love Pierce Brown's books. So that's probably the reason why I picked this book up, but I am actually really excited to get to it. That's 9 books that I wish I would have read in 2020. I did have 10, but I ended up reading one of them, so I got to cross it off the list before I made the video. I felt pretty accomplished. So that's basically it. I am definitely going to be making all of these books a priority from this point forward. I know there's quite a few that I probably won't get to until this summer, just because I also like I homeschool our 2 boys, so, and I still haven't decided if we're gonna take a break this year or if we're gonna take the whole summer off or if we're just gonna take like a month or whatever off. I haven't decided yet, so that will also play into if I have more time to read this summer or not. I'm thinking I probably will, and we probably will end up taking at least a month off just because I'm not going to be able to get them to sit at the table when it's so nice outside. There's just no way that's going to happen. So I do hope to get to all of these books before the end of 2021. I really don't want to unhaul any of them without reading them, or at least giving them a chance. So that is my little wish I would have read these in 2020 video, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you've read any of these books, please let me know in the comments, and if you liked them or not. I always want to know what it is about a book that you liked or didn't like, and I would just love to continue this conversation. If you have any books that you wish you would have read in 2020, you can leave those in the comments as well. So I just appreciate you guys so much for watching this video, and I will see you in another one. Bye!